Are you visiting Mount Rushmore and the Black Hills and curious about what there is to do here?
We're Matt and Cheryl, and we're both teachers.
And today we welcome you to the Black Hills 101 for first-time visitors.
Okay, the first thing to know is that this is huge. This is one great big mountain range, and it's bigger than Yellowstone.
They are awesome. They're spectacular. So they're not quite as majestic as the Rockies, but I think they're just as enjoyable because they're really accessible. The highest peak here is the Black Elk Peak, which is over 7,000 feet in elevation, which is around the same height as Yellowstone. So we are talking a high elevation.
And it's home to 6 national park sites. We all know about Mount Rushmore, but there is also the Wind Caves, Jewel Caves, Minutemen Missile, Badlands.
And Devil's Tower, the first national monument, Devil's Tower, which is actually in Wyoming, still part of the Black Hills.
And plus an amazing state park, Custer State Park. So there is a lot to do here.
Generally, we can break the Black Hills into 2 sections, the northern Black Hills and the southern Black Hills. Both are awesome, both are a little different, but again, just mountains everywhere, beautiful drives, and it's just a great area.
Doane Robinson was a historian, and he came up with the idea to get the carvings of Western figures in the mountains. Now, it eventually became the presidents, but it was a great big tourist attraction, and so now people come for the presidents, but they stay for all the fun things there are to do here.
You know what's interesting? The spot we are standing, literally, there's a sign right next to us. It says, this is the spot where Doane Robinson first envisioned Mount Rushmore. And see all those needles back behind us? He wanted to put carvings up on those needles.
Of like Wild Bill,
Sitting Bull,
yeah,
Annie Oakley, people like that. They ended up changing it a bit. They went with Mount Rushmore. It was actually called Mount Rushmore, named after a guy who had purchased the mountain. And then they changed the carvings to the presidents and all that. But that was the original vision. That's kind of cool. And it's kind of cool that we're standing at the original vision where we are. So.
Okay, the next thing to know is Mount Rushmore is a great road trip or a great destination. People often visit Mount Rushmore also when they visit Yellowstone.
It is also a destination vacation. It's a place where you can come for a week and have tons to do. You will never get bored in the Black Hills.
There is something for everybody. So I'm going to start off with just cheap things because we all know that sometimes you don't want to spend a bunch of money on a vacation. There are so many free or cheap things to do here. So the first is just visit the national park sites. Like we said, there's 6 national park sites. Those are always affordable. You can do cave tours in the Wind Caves and Jewel Caves. Those are pretty cheap. There's a great presidential walk along through Mount Rushmore. Also a wonderful wildlife loop to drive around in Custer State Park.
Sure, have a carrot. Just go over to it. Yeah, that's mine. And I have a done. Hi, pal. You want a banana?
Oh, whoa, you hit the mother load, bud. Now, if you're looking to spend some money, they've got you covered there as well. So last time we visited, we rented a slingshot. This is famous for the scenic drives. There's motorcyclists that come here for Sturgis in August. They drive around through the Black Hills. So we thought we're going to do that ourselves, but not on a motorcycle, on a slingshot instead. A little spendy, but it was so much fun and just allows you to take in the scenery. That was really awesome. Deadwood has plenty of gambling for you if you want to go blow your money there. And then there's a ton of activities in Keystone, like Bear Country USA, Old McDonald's Farm. We did Rush Mountain, which was a theme park one time. I mean, there's a ton of things that you can spend money on if you want to.
Yep. And a lot of those are things that are fun for kids. A few other things that are fun for kids is Reptile Gardens. Storybook Island is in Rapid City. They've got cool little theming there, like from stories. They have a few little rides you can pay for, but it's a really fun, cheap park, and kids love it. There's a great bike path going through the Black Hills, a George Mickelson bike trail, if you have like teens.
It's 100 miles long. You can hop on anywhere in the trail, rent bikes all over the place. That was one of our very favorites.
Yes, you can rent canoes and kayaks at a lot of the lakes, and they're very affordable. I rented one today for $13 for half an hour. It was fantastic. So there's just a lot of activities for younger people, and
for the young at heart, there's a ton of hiking. It's a great hiking area. We did a hike today called Sunday Gulch, and oh my gosh, just went through this incredible canyon, this gulch, really gorgeous. We have hiked to the top of Black Elk Peak before. That's the highest point here in the Black Hills, over 7,000 feet. And they have a tower up on the top of the peak that used to be a post office. That's crazy. Really gorgeous hike there. And we're actually going to hike right up to those needles here after this video. Can't wait.
Yes, but something that's nice if like you're not a big hiker, there's really great walks around lakes. Like Sylvan Lake is beautiful. Some of it is just nice and flat. So there are some very nice, easy walks.
If you know that mobile, you've got scenic drives here. Oh, geez, this is just one of the best places for scenic drives. Everywhere you go is gorgeous. Like everywhere you drive in the Black Hills is really pretty. But there are some that are just outstanding scenic drives. So right now we're on a drive called the Needles Scenic Drive. The road's just right here, and you're taking in scenery like this as you go, and you go through these tunnels, and oh man, it's just one of my all-time favorites. Spearfish Canyon's another good one up by Deadwood. So tons of scenic drives. Here at the Needles Highway, this tunnel is for one car only. It's crazy. Drive through there, come out to this incredible little stop where there's all these needles. That's what they call it, the Needles Highway. The Badlands National Park has just kind of a loop that goes through it. That's a great scenic drive. Wind Cave. Last time we were here, we drove on the top of Wind Cave around the prairie and saw tons of bison.
And prairie dogs. They're so cute.
Yeah, and prairie dogs. Yeah, so, oh, geez, you could just spend days here driving around. It's great.
Yep. Okay, the next thing to know about Mount Rushmore area is the carvings. Now, of course, we know about Mount Rushmore, and I want to give you a little challenge. Your teacher quiz, the pop quiz. Which 4 presidents are on Mount Rushmore?
Put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Let us know if you're able to answer all 4 without looking it up.
Okay, but there are actually...
I might bet, by the way, most people can't name all 4.
You have no faith.
No,
Okay.
there's 1 or 2 that people always forget.
Okay, but that's not the only carving there here. There is also Crazy Horse, which is a statue of the Lakota Indian Crazy Horse. And he's humongous. In fact, just for perspective, the president's faces are 60 feet tall. That's 6 stories. But his face is 80 feet. And the presidents at Mount Rushmore, they're just mostly doing the faces, but they're going to carve all of Crazy Horse's body. It's going to be the largest carving in the world when it's done.
If it ever gets done. If.
I don't think it's going to get done in our lifetime.
No.
But maybe someone else's.
Yeah.
Okay, but
another one. Oh,
yeah.
One of our very favorites. Dahl's Chainsaw Art. There are 4 locations in the Black Hills. These are 2 brothers from Minnesota, and they are wood carvers. So they carve their chainsaws and whatever else. Okay, we're here at Dahl's Chainsaw Art. This is in Wall, South Dakota, which is famous for Wall Drug, South Dakota. But the Dahl brothers are just as cool, if not cooler. And they have the world's largest jackalope here, this incredible creation that they just built, these 2 brothers from Minnesota. And I got myself a little bison to go on my desk. And they make the most amazing creations. We saw one of their creations today. It was a huge bear. That was awesome, wearing overalls, I think. And then they have like Bigfoot. Oh, no, sorry, that was a bison. Yes. Yeah, we saw a big bison wearing overalls and stuff. Then they have like Bigfoot, Smokey the Bear. You've got to stop in at Dahl's Chainsaw Art and check out their carvings. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, they have so much. It's really cool. Okay, the next thing to know is where to stay. So, Hill City is the most central location in the Black Hills if you want to have like a home base. But it is still pretty far. Remember, there's the northern and southern Black Hills. Some people will try to use Rapid City as a home base as well. But again, you're going to be doing a lot of driving every day in order to do that. We typically recommend staying sometime in the southern hills and sometime in the northern hills.
So when we do that, we'll stay in Custer, and then we'll probably head up by Deadwood or the Badlands. We'll do that. Also, other places that are popular to stay are Keystone. That's where a lot of the fun family activities are. Or, of course, Deadwood, where there's the gambling. Now, we've actually created a free downloadable printable that talks about each of these areas and the pros and cons of staying in each. And it's included in our 5-day email course, Plan Your Trip to the Black Hills in 5 days, that has like all the details you need to get started on planning your trip here. And it's in the description. So sign up for it so you can get that and get started on your trip planning.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Okay, the next thing is when to visit. Now, the main tourist season for the Black Hills is late May to maybe like mid-September. Okay, that's the main season. And honestly, any time in that time period is just awesome. It's perfect. Like we're here right now, Memorial Day. The weather is just perfect. We visited in the middle of summer before, and it was really hot when we visited, but it was still nice. Everything's open and stuff. Most of the businesses start to close down around Labor Day in September, but we have visited after that time period in September before. The colors are great. The fall air is wonderful. So honestly, anytime during that period to visit the Black Hills is great.
Yeah, and it's nice because the Black Hills handle crowds better than most places because the sites are so spread out that, I mean, even if you're here in July, you might be hot, but the crowds are pretty minimal compared to some of these other national park sites that are a little more condensed. Next thing to know about the Black Hills is that this is a very patriotic place. Going to the evening lighting ceremony at Mount Rushmore is the most patriotic thing we've ever done. They do a fantastic job helping you appreciate the history of America and the people that made it possible.
Yep, but even just the residents around here, very patriotic. You're going to see the American flag all over the place. A lot of just kind of fun businesses that are, they take pride in America, that's for sure. Okay, now we have done another video on the mistakes that people make when they visit the Black Hills. So we'd encourage you to click on that video next, check out the mistakes of visiting the Black Hills. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, go west, young traveler.